Hello. Right. Are we all set up? I think we are. I am not on mute again, which is good. Hello, how are you all doing? I hope you're all right. We are going to do some Hogwarts today. Hogwarts is at 43.61%. But the reason why it's at such a high percentage is because I have cropped the image. So the image that you can see on the screen is not everything that I'm doing. So I am cropping a lot of the background and just focusing on the castle. I have cropped, on the left hand side, I have cropped a page all the way down to the bottom. And then at the bottom, I have cropped another page and like a quarter of a page off. And then I think there's some cropped, hang on. Yeah. On the right hand side, there is like 3/4 of a page that I have cropped off. So it's basically a lot of the background is gone and it's just focusing on the castle. So this image is one of my own. It's an AI image. And you can find this on my Facebook group for free if you ever want to start it. There is a couple of people that have started it on YouTube. I think the one with the most progress is probably the Sleepy Stitcher, if she's still stitching on it. I don't actually know. I haven't checked for a while if she's done anything on hers. But yeah, it's a free pattern that I made with AI a long time ago, and I really want to work on the castle. So the last time I worked on this, or the last time I picked it up, was probably about a year ago when I was on holiday. That's the last time I remember touching it. And what I was doing then was doing one strand of the background and then working one strand of the castle. So I've got a little bit of castle and I've also got a big chunk of the background at the top, like the sky. But I'm just going to focus on the castle today, just because I don't want to keep moving the camera and I want you quite close, like zoomed in. So I'm going to do some castle today. So this is 32 count, one strand, half stitch, and I think I'm using CXC threads. A lot of my CXC threads and DMC threads are kind of mixed in together nowadays, but I'm pretty sure it's CXC thread. I haven't really bought any extras for it. Typically when I make, well, when I have a new start now, I will buy the bulk in CXC and then I will replace threads with DMC as I go along, but I'm pretty sure all of this is CXC because I don't think I've had to replace anything yet. Don't think I've ran out of any colours just yet. So I just hit that with my headphone. So how are we all coping in the heat then? Are we all okay? I am holding on. I'm holding on. I'm alright actually at the minute. Today I'm okay. Yesterday I felt like I was melting. And the day before that I felt like I was melting. It was nice at work though, because I work around fridges. Lots of open fridges. So it was nice and cool. I bet everyone was doing the standard complain about the weather thing that all British people do. We'll stand around complaining about the weather and then continue to go and have a boiling hot cup of tea. Which is what I do. Although today I don't have a hot drink, I have a cold drink. Which is definitely not usual for me. Usually I'll have a hot drink no matter what the weather. I'm just going to turn my music down for me a little bit. So it's a little bit loud. Right. So let's get started. I want to try and find the outline of the castle. Please don't tell me I've made a knot already. I'm not 100% sure where the outline of the castle is. I mean, I can sort of tell, so I'm just trying to fill in those colours first. It'd be nice to see a bit of the castle come to life. Because a lot of this is, like, if you look at the picture, a lot of it is, like, gloomy sky. Hi, Nunny, how are you? Are you doing alright? How are you coping with this weather? Is it right there? Yeah, it's right there. I don't mind stitching all of the greys though, if I'm honest with you, because I can see them quite well. Sometimes stitching in 32 count is hard if it's a light colour, but grey is nice to spot. It's not anything difficult. There's some like really, really light, like, they're like mint coloured stitches in here. And I can barely see them. And there's some white coloured stitches. And at the minute, because there's not many stitches around them, I can barely see them. I think I need to be there. Yeah, right there. See, there's some white colours, white stitches next to that one that I can barely see. But hopefully, once we get the outline done, it will pop a bit more. The weather, I am melting, although today has been slightly better. Yeah, it has been a little bit better today. It definitely has. I am off work today, thankfully. But I was just saying, yesterday it was really nice in work because I work around fridges. So it was nice and cool while I was in work, but coming out of work was horrible. And going to work was horrible. Now I can't find this one stitch. There's like a ninja stitch around here somewhere. Right, so down from there, and I think it's right here. Mark that one off. And then there's a couple, right, no, there's one down here somewhere. I believe it's here. And then there's a few more at the top that I think I've missed. There's none down here on this part. This is like a rock, I think. I think this is a rock. There's like a few more at the top, and then I think we're done with this colour for this area. So there, and then up by one, and then diagonal. Yeah. Hi Angelique, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I've just bashed the microphone. Just knocks you out. Oh no, I need to go up by one. I stole one of my cat's cooling blankets and put it at the end of my bed. Cool feet help with sleeping. Nice. I think I need one of them. I need to get like I don't think you can do it though, you'd probably break it, but I was going to say like a hot water bottle and fill it with ice, stick it in the freezer or something. But I don't think you can do that. Congratulations on your stream streak. You're 5, is it 5? Yeah, 5 stream streak. Stream streak. Okay. Let's... So I will talk about my wedding a bit more today, because on Saturday I feel like I didn't really talk about it much, just because playing video games, I find it harder to chat about things, like in depth, if that makes sense. But with stitching, it's a little bit more laid back. Hopefully the audio is okay. So let's This bloody audio is going to be the death of me, I swear. I tried to film Flosstube this morning. Actually, no, it wasn't smart. I'll start from the beginning, all right? I'll tell you about my week first. So Monday, I was boiling and went to work. I worked in the bakery. Everything was good. I was feeling a little bit insecure because I think I've put on a little bit of weight. I am good, thank you. Melting a bit here. I think we're all melting, aren't we? But like Nonny said, it is definitely better today than it has been. Definitely. Compared to the night before last night, I really struggled to sleep. It's been the night time for me that's been the worst because I really struggled to sleep. But yeah, I've been a bit iffy, felt a bit funny with my weight this week because I tried on my work clothes and they were extremely tight. And that just put me in a bad mood. Not so much because of the... Hi, can I ask where you got this pattern from? Hi, right. So this pattern is a free pattern. If you want it, you can go get it right now. Well, actually, I think I'll need to approve you to the group, but it's a free pattern that I made ages ago on my Facebook group. I don't think I've got it anywhere else, but if you go on Facebook and just put Darkxstitch, hopefully my group should come up. Request to join, and then once I've finished on here, I'll approve you, and then there is tons and tons of free patterns on there that you are more than welcome to have. You're welcome to have the patterns and leave the group if you don't want to stay. They're just a couple of patterns that I made through AI. A couple of floss tubers are working on it, and I said that I would do it alongside them, but I haven't worked on this for quite a while. But my version is cropped, so the picture that you can see on the screen, I've cropped mine. I'm not doing a lot of the background, I'm just focusing on the castle. I think a couple of other people might be cropping theirs as well. Or one person I know for sure has cropped theirs. But some people like having the background, some people like the gloomy background, but I really don't want to be stitching it all. No, you're very welcome. I hope you're doing okay. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, me being grumpy about my weight. I don't mind putting on weight, but at the same time, I don't want to buy new clothes. Because I don't have any new clothes. I like clothes that are bigger. So at the minute, I'm a UK 12. And I think I need a 14. So I bit the bullet and finally bought a pair of size 14 jeans yesterday for work. Which annoyed me, because I'd only recently bought new pairs of trousers for work. And I know how I've put the weight on. It was from having the operation and not being at the gym and not really doing much for that whole month that I was off work. I didn't worry about it too much before we got married because I knew that I would fit in the dress. But I had put on 6 pounds or something. The last time I weighed myself before I had the operation, I weighed 11.6. Was that 11.6? No, 11.5. And then I weighed 11.11. Like virgin on 11.12 at the beginning of this week. So I was a bit grumpy. But other than that, Monday was fine. I biked to work and it was absolutely sweltering. My other half did offer to take me, but because I was in a grump about my weight, I was just like, nope. I'm gonna bike. I think I went to the gym that day as well. Can't remember, but I think I did. And oh yeah, that was it. I was in the bakery Monday, which was nice, but the fridges at work blew up. So because of the weather and because of how hot it gets, sometimes, well, apparently this happens almost every year, but the fridges blow up. So I offered to help and come out of the bakery and help move all the stock and things like that, but we had a lot of waste. So that was fun. And then what happened yesterday? Yesterday I was at work as well. Yesterday went okay, actually. I don't think there was anything that went wrong at work yesterday. Oh no, that was it. We were putting things back in the fridges, and then as we were putting them back in at the end of the day, it was we had to take some stuff back out again because they'd messed up again. So it was kind of messing around with them quite a bit at the minute because of the temperature. It was really weird because in the food hall bit it's nice and cool, but the minute you leave that area of the shop, it's like really, the humidity was really bad. It was horrible in there because we have a clothes department as well, so the people that were working in the clothes department must have been baking. Right, so this is 310, this colour, so this should help me find my way around a bit easier, and it should help the lighter colours pop out a bit more. Should. I need to come off here for like 2 or 3 minutes at 7:10. I can't forget because I need to go and say goodbye to my husband because he is doing a night shift today, or tonight. Because of those fridges, we've... you're lurking away? I love that emoji. I love that emoji. That's so cool. You lurk away. What was I saying? Oh yeah, he's doing a night shift, so I need to go and say goodbye to him. Because of the fridges have broken down and everything, we are getting a bigger delivery of the stock that needs to be replaced, that got wasted. So he's going to do a night shift tonight and sort that out. It feels like there's a knot there, but it's not from what I've just done, it's from like a previous thing. And hopefully you can't hear the fan, because there is a fan underneath my table, but fingers crossed you can't hear the fan. So back to what I was saying yesterday, or Monday I think it was, before I went to work I was doing a load of pre-recordings for YouTube, and I was getting really frustrated with the audio again, because it sounded like, the best way to describe the audio, it sounds like you're talking to somebody that's at the top of a mountain and you can barely hear them. And you know when your phone keeps like cutting in and out and you can't hear somebody? That's the best way to describe it. That's what kept happening with the audio on the playbacks. And it was really, really bugging me. I think it's down here. It was bugging me so much, so I think today that I have actually fixed it. Because I did spend a lot of time today trying to fix it. Monday and Tuesday I have fixed the Oh, hi Silent. No, this one isn't the wedding start. This one is a pattern that I made a couple of years ago now. It's a free pattern. Thank you. Thank you. If you are interested in it, it's on my Facebook group, along with some other free patterns, but it's a Hogwarts pattern that I made. Can't even remember what year I made it now, but I agreed to start it with a few other YouTubers 2 years ago, I think, or a year ago. And I haven't worked on it for a long time. I think it's just over a year ago now that I started on this. I won't go any further down there or it will come off camera. You're not a Harry Potter fan? No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We are focusing on the top of the castle today because there's a lot of background, but I don't want to do any more. I did a little bit of background. Yeah, the Sleepy Stitch has got this one on YouTube. I'm not sure if she's been working on it though lately. But saying that, I do need to catch up on her floss tubes because I'm terrible for not checking people's floss tubes. I really need to catch up on loads of people's. I'm pretty sure a Sleepy Stitcher does a floss tube every week. I think it's every week. She does one. Only Harry Potter pattern I have is Witchwood Express from Lisa Parker. Yeah, that one's really nice. That is really nice. I have almost bought that a couple of times. Speaking of buying new patterns, I have bought a pattern this week for the first time in months. Do you remember we were talking about Rainy Day? Let me get it up for you. I think it was the last time we were on stream because I couldn't come on here yesterday because I had a cooker delivered. That was what else happened yesterday. My cooker blew up. I'm just going to find this picture. My cooker blew up and I ordered another one, and the time slot that they gave me was the time slot that I should have been on here. So I'm just going to put Rainy Day. And then I will find it and I'll put it on the screen for you. But I couldn't help myself. I can't remember what happened. I think it was Mrs. C. Stitcher's fault. I'm going to blame her. Mrs. C. Stitcher's on TikTok. She's on YouTube, but it was on her TikTok that I see this. I'm just going to move that fan because it's not doing anything. I can't feel it on my legs. She has a TikTok and she shared like a crap ton of patterns that she'd just bought in a sale from Heaven and Earth Designs. So I was like, right, okay, I'll go have a look. So I had a look and this one was on there. And I was like, I have to buy it. I have to stitch it because the plan is, when I stitch it, I'm not going to do it right now, but when I stitch it, I want to stitch it like the one that I did before for a friend that I never finished. I gave it up for adoption. I want to stitch it with and start all of the black first. So fill it in, a bit like a colouring book really. Stitch all the black up first, and then it won't be expensive to start because all I'll need is 310, and I have a cone of 310, so all I'll need is the fabric. Because that's the thing that puts me off new starts the most, is the kitting up. I hate kitting up with passion. So if I can start with just the 310, I can then go on to the next colour that has the next biggest amount of stitches maybe, and kind of do it how I wanted to do Poinsettia Pixie that I adopted, where I'm using it like a colouring book and I just kind of fill it in. That's the plan. I don't know when I'm going to start it. I might start it when we do some sort of celebration on here, like maybe when I get to, I don't know, 200 followers, say. So that gives me a bit of time before before I start it. I don't want to say 100 and then I get there in a month or so. So I want to, we'll say 200. When I get to 200 followers, I'll start this. Because all I'll need is the fabric. But yeah, I do want to do it like a colouring book. Get all the black done. And then go in and do all the colour. But this is my favourite picture from Hannah Lynn, just because of the colours. They're so like in your face, like slap you in the face. I love it. I love all of the yellow. I think it's great. I would only be able to see you on Wednesday if I don't have an early shift the next day. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry. So yeah, yesterday I didn't get round to doing my stitching time, but Tuesdays, the only one that you'll miss on a Tuesday is Tomb Raider, because ideally I want to do Tomb Raider Tuesdays, so it will just be solely that pattern every Tuesday. because they're the ones that sometimes I have to make a shorter stream, because sometimes I have work earlier than normal, so I have to cut the stream short on a Tuesday. And then Wednesdays, today, will be the day that I just pick something random to stitch on. That looks like fun to stitch. Yeah, this is why, because I didn't mind Poinsettia Pixie, but the pattern, not the pattern, the picture of Poinsettia Pixie wasn't my favourite. It wasn't for me. It was for a friend. So as much as I like Hannah Lynn, Poinsettia Pixie is not something I would have picked. So when I gave it away, I still really, really liked the idea of doing the stitching all the black first and then moving on to the colour. It was a toss-up between Rainy Day or Countess, I think, the Halloween one that she's got, because that's got loads of green in it as well, and I really, really like stitching with green. It's a really, really fun colour to stitch with, but I have a lot of patterns that already have a lot of green. So Tomb Raider has a lot of green. This one has a lot of darker greens. There's another one that's completely slipped my mind. What was it called? Prefect's Bathroom has a lot of green in it. There's quite a few of my patterns that do have a lot of greens in them, so I thought we would do this one, and it's a nice bright yellow colour. I bought 5 with the Memorial Day sale just for Lisa Parker. Yeah, see, I almost looked at the Lisa Parkers, but then I remembered this one. And I've been talking about it for ages. So I was like, right, okay, I'll get this one this time, and then maybe I'll get a Lisa Parker next time. You need those cat patterns. Like a colouring book, love that idea. Yeah, I think it would be great to do it. As in Tomb Raider or cross stitch. So Tomb Raider cross stitch. So I'll show you the picture. Let me get Hogwarts. No, Hogwarts stays. Tomb Raider, where is it? So this one is a pattern that I charted myself. It was an artist's work on Instagram that I fell in love with, and I asked them if I could do a personal cross-stitch chart for it. So I haven't like put it out, because I used to have an Etsy shop, but I never sold this one. This was a personal chart for me. And it's massive. It really is big, and I really want to get through it. So it's 32 count, like this Hogwarts one. 1 strand half stitch, and it's 650 by 750 long, something like that. But it is big, so I really want to get through it. So I thought, while I'm playing Tomb Raider on a Saturday, I could start stitching Tomb Raider on a Tuesday, and then when I finish all the Tomb Raider games or whatever, we can switch to something else on the Tuesday. But it just helps me get some progress in it this way. So that is the plan anyway. I'd imagine every now and again I will get sick and tired of stitching on it and just do whatever I feel like. But that is the plan. You posted the charts that flew in my cart on Discord. I will have a look. That is a good point, actually. I will pin Discord in the chat. I think I fixed the link on my page, but just in case I haven't, if anybody wants to join, they are more than welcome to, and I will just post it in the chat quickly and pin it. Let's have a look at these pictures. If I'm in the right server. Ooh, look at them. Trouble and Squeak max colours. Oh, nice. You went for the max colours. That is a cute picture. That would be fun to stitch with all the 310. The absinthe is my favourite. If I stitch a picture from Lisa Parker, I think it will be the absinthe one, because that's the tote bag I used to have, and it just looks like my cat. The Rusty Cauldron Max Colours is a nice one as well. That does remind me of Harry Potter as well. Perlock Combs. That's a cool one. Colour expansion. Nice. That's nice. And then Witchwood Express, yeah, that's a cool one as well. That's the Harry Potter one. She's got quite a few Harry Potter-ish style pictures, hasn't she? I'm trying to stitch, but on Monday a resident smashed the door on my fingers. They are not broken, but severely hit and hurt. Wow. I hope you're alright. That does not sound nice. Don't overdo it. If you can't stitch, I wouldn't stitch. I would maybe do something else. Maybe I'm trying to think what else you could do while you rested your fingers. It's not really much. Fingers are such a hard place to be careful with, aren't they? Because you use them all the time. It's my left hand with that I hold the hoop. But yeah, have you? I'm guessing you don't have a stand or anything that you could use. $9.39. These are really, really long pieces of thread, so I'm gonna cut them as we go. Nope, can't do anything, and I just watch TV and do nothing. No stand. Yeah, that must absolutely suck. I mean, I know from when I had the month off recently, and I felt like I couldn't do anything. I just feeling like you can't do anything is really, really frustrating for me. When you just feel like you're useless. I've got to keep an eye on the time because I've got to just quickly run off and say goodbye in a minute. You're not totally right-handed. Ah, okay. Well, you definitely need to rest though, because it's important that your hands get better. I know what it's like though. I dislocated my wrist in the garden probably 2 years ago now, and at first I didn't realise I'd dislocated it. I just thought I'd pulled it or something. I was pulling out a root of a tree because we had that garden's another story in its own, but we had loads of work to do in there, and I felt it like pop. Didn't think anything of it, and it took me a week to realise it was dislocated because it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was trying to do things with my hand and I couldn't do it, and then I realised it was dislocated like an idiot. It just kind of popped itself back in again, and I was like, oh, that feels better. I wonder why, because it was dislocated. Stitch, cut, scissors, right is right-handed, and eat with a knife, all the rest is left-handed. Ah, okay. So you're sort of ambidextrous then. I forgot what we were talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, my cooker. That's what I was talking about. That was my I cooked dinner a few days ago, and as I got the food out, thankfully the food had just finished cooking, and then the oven just went and died. I was like, oh, brilliant. So yesterday I had to wait for my new one, which is why I wasn't on stream. And while I was waiting for that, I was trying to fix the audio. And I think I have done it, but my microphone might sound a bit more different than what it used to. So the microphone that I have is, I want to say they call it a condenser. It's either a condenser or a dynamic mic. Either way, the one that stops all the echoes in the back. Because I have quite an echoey room, and I have a dog in here that snores like, God knows what. She snores like a warthog. And there's hard floors in here, there's no rugs, there's no like soft furnishings and to bounce the sound off, so it's very, very echoey. So I bought this mic, and it sounded awful for ages and ages and ages. It sounds okay on stream, but it's the playbacks that sound awful, because obviously I put some of these on YouTube. I don't put all of them on there, but I put some of them on there, and I noticed when I was making the YouTube videos that it's just sounded horrific. And the video game ones that I do, for like Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy, there was a massive delay on the audio from, say, like the Lara Croft streams that I do on a Saturday. The playback of them, where like I'm shooting a gun and the person, and you can tell the difference when the gun's being shot and the person falls over. There was like a 2-second delay that I noticed, or like a 1.5 second, and it was winding me up so much because I just wanted it to be in sync. Because there's a lot of cutscenes in Final Fantasy, and there was a lot of action in Tomb Raider, so I wanted it to just be good. I thought that I couldn't fix it. I genuinely thought I couldn't fix it. It's been weeks and weeks of me trying to fix this thing, and then I thought perhaps it's just the case of that my laptop isn't good enough. I need to wait until I can afford a PC, because the goal is to save up for a PC. And I just could not figure it out, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to save up for a PC and just hope and pray that it happens to fix itself. Cut to today, where I went to film Flosstube, because I have decided to change my schedule a little bit. What's the time, actually? I will go now. Oh, let me read this first. It's kind of because of my mum. She is left-handed, and when she was little, teachers bound her left hand behind her back. Oh, Jesus. Wow. When she found out when I was learning to draw colour, she friendly corrected me to the right hand because she didn't want what happened to her to me. Oh, bless your heart. That sounds awful. Yeah, that doesn't sound nice at all. But being ambidextrous is pretty cool. I mean, I do a lot with my left hand, but I don't write. My right hand is my dominant hand, but yeah, I will be back. I will just leave you with some music for a little bit, and then I will just go and say goodbye to my husband, and then I'll come straight back. Oh, right, dog is out. Say goodbye. Get my headphones back on. Oh, I'd imagine that dog will want to come back in like 2 seconds flat because it's still boiling outside. Right. I cannot remember what we were talking about. This happens to me every time. We're on 939. Colour 939, and we were at the bottom. So, where am I looking? Down here. Down. Right there. You can write both left and right, but left is a little messier. Yeah, my sister is left-handed. And she... Because everyone that's left-handed, I know a few people that are left-handed, and they all write slightly different. Some people don't mind when they smudge, and they just go across with their hand. Others like have it in like a claw to make sure that they don't kind of smudge their work. But my sister tends to smudge all of hers. Why won't that go in there? Oh yeah, I was talking about my audio, wasn't I? But yeah, I basically just chalked it down to the fact that I need a PC. I thought that whatever was wrong with the mic was probably a performance thing where my laptop wasn't powerful enough. So I left it, and then I did my floss tube today, because I want to try and record more floss tubes. Instead of doing just one a month like I have done for, God, I don't know, well over a year, I would like to try and start doing them every 2 weeks. And the reason for that is because I'm stitching more things. When I was doing it once a month, I was only stitching monogamously on Lord of the Rings. So I felt like doing it every 2 weeks was pointless just because there wasn't much progress to show. And I hate doing floss tubes when there's like the tiniest amount of progress. So I just decided to do them once a month. And it was working fine. It was working really well. But now I'm on Twitch. And I am... Sorry, I'm just getting the next colour. I don't want to do that one because I feel like that's a really... It's not white, but it's close to white. Surely that's background. That's background. That's background. It has to be background. I'm just trying to find parts of the castle. That's background. That's... probably background. Let's go for this one then. What colour is that? Oh yes, let's do that one. That's a nice dark colour. We'll be able to find that one on the screen quite well. So 844. But yeah, I was filming Flosstube. Everything was going fine. I didn't notice anything was wrong until afterwards. I'd filmed the whole thing. And went to go into editing like I always do, and the sound quality was horrific. It sounded like, you know, when you're talking to someone on a phone and they go, what? That's what it sounded like. And I was just like, I can't put this on YouTube. Like, what is going on with my audio? And I was getting so mad with it. So I was like, right, okay, today I'm gonna fix it. So I sat down and I took everything off. I deleted all of my settings for my mic, for OBS, and I started from the beginning. I was like, right, I need to fix this. I need to get this done. So hopefully, I think I fixed it. And I was really, really like proud of myself for doing it. But I know I've said this probably about 70 times already, but I think the audio is finally at a point where it's okay. The only downside is that you can probably hear slight background noise now, because before I had it so you could hear nothing apart from my voice. But the problem is with that, it was causing a lot of strain on the laptop, and it was also cutting out my voice when it went too high. So hopefully, when I listen to this back, everything's going to be fine. Everything will be fine. Let's pray. Right, so that one goes there. Okay, the dog wants to come back in. 2 secs. I had a surprise guest. I had the cat there as well. Oh. Itchy back. I hear my own fan, so don't worry. Yeah, so I do have a fan underneath me, and thankfully, from what I've recorded earlier as like tests. Oh, what's happened there? Like my test streams. I can't hear the fan, so I think it's okay. Starting with 33. Very frustrating when something is wrong and you can't figure out what it is. Yeah, it really was bugging me, because I just want these to be nice and perfect. Like, I know I will never be the best streamer in the world, but I would like the quality of these to be good, you know? Like, I want you to be able to hear me. I want people that watch these back on YouTube to be able to hear me without it sounding like I am trying to ring you from an underground bunker or something. It's annoying, but I think it's done. The only thing I'm going to have to put up with is a slight echo, perhaps. But yeah, I this morning got up, went to the gym. I don't know if it was a good idea or not to go to the gym in this heat, but me and my partner both thought, right, okay, it's really, really cool at the minute. It's the coolest it had been like all week this morning. Let's just go to the gym now and get it over with. I come out of there dripping. Like, I thought I'd been swimming. It was horrible. They have AC in there, but where I was, I decided to go on a treadmill, and I don't know what it was, but it was just like that corner just had no air. There was no AC on me, that's for sure. Either that or I was working my little butt off so hard that the AC was doing nothing for me. But I felt like a little beetroot. I had a red face. I was soaking wet. But it was good, it was good. I'm glad I went, because I always feel better when I go to the gym. Like, I always moan about it, and then I moan about my weight and everything else. But once I've been to the gym, I feel better. Like, mentally, I feel better. I don't do weights so much anymore. I usually just do cardio now, so usually I just go on the treadmill. I feel like my seat keeps moving away from the desk. But yeah, I usually just do cardio. And even with just doing cardio, I feel pretty good when I've finished. Right here. And then my dad came round, so I spoke to him for a little bit because I hadn't seen him since the wedding last week. He come round and he said that he really enjoyed it. He thinks it all went well, which is what everyone has said to me, really, which was nice to hear. Yeah, it's been a nice day. It's been a good day. My partner's had loads of good news. Hello, Ray. Where have you been? 3064. Where have you been? I have not seen a stream from you in ages. Working my backside off. Have you now? How are you handling the heat? Where am I now? Where did you go? New satellite is here, so getting fitted Friday. Ah, nice. Nice. That's really good. So hopefully that'll be all the issues of yours resolved then. I was literally just talking about the issues that I've had with my mic. I thought it was because I couldn't run it. Like, I thought my setup wasn't powerful enough. Turns out it's not, and I fixed it. In overalls and... Oh, jeez. So you work outside? I tell you what, this is the only time of the year that it's really good to work where I work, because I work with open fridges, and most of the time it's absolutely freezing, and even in the summer there'll be people walking around in coats because it's so cold in there. But at the minute it's absolutely beautiful. Sometimes depends how big the pallets are. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it working in this heat. Definitely not outside. I mean, I'm the type of person that never tans as well. So I'll be outside and I will just roast. I'll be burnt to a crisp, but I won't tan ever. So it's not even worth me going out there. Can hardly push myself in the gym, it's so hot. Yeah, I went to the gym this morning. I was literally just saying, I went to the gym this morning and I felt like that AC wasn't working, because if it was, it weren't working for me. Because I came out of there dripping. But yeah, I don't know what else I want to talk about actually, other than the wedding. And my partner's had some really, really good news with work. I think that's all the other stuff that I want to talk about out of the way. So I suppose it's better talk about the wedding. Because I felt bad, because Saturday I didn't really talk about it. I had a couple of people ask me on stream how it went. And because I was playing Tomb Raider, I weren't really focusing. But it went really, really well. Really well. I woke up in my own home. We didn't separate or anything like that. I went to my daughter's around 11 o'clock. And it was me, my daughter, and my granddaughter that all got ready together. The boys all stayed here. The weather was absolutely lovely that day. It wasn't too hot and it weren't too cold. I bought us a McDonald's. We had a cheeky little McDonald's before I got in my dress. We got all ready together. My granddaughter was well behaved. We got to the venue because my wedding was at 4. So we got to the venue at like, I don't know, 4:45, 3-ish. Bride's allowed to be late anyway, so so I got there. I actually got there on time. I was early. I was an efficient bride, I'll have you know. I was early. So we got there, and I wanted to make sure that my other half couldn't see me, so I waited until he went in, you know, kind of like sat in the car like an idiot, just kind of waiting to see, because we got married in the registry office. It wasn't a church, it wasn't anything fancy. It was the quickest wedding you have ever seen in your life. So I went in, did all the paperwork. They asked me a couple of questions, like just to double check that the details are all correct for the marriage certificate. And the wedding itself, the ceremony went really, really well. My son gave us the rings. He stood up and gave us the rings. He wasn't old enough to be a witness because you have to be over 18, but he was technically my partner's best man. He asked him if he could have him as a best man, and they said technically no because he's under 18. But he was not officially the best man, but to him he was. And that boy looked like a bloody model in his suit. He's got like an amazing jawline, my son. In all the pictures, he's got like a smouldering face. He doesn't smile. So he kind of looks like The Rock. And he's just like this with his chin up. He's got this lovely jawline. He looks so handsome. So handsome in his suits. But yeah, nothing went wrong. Apart from one thing in the pub, because we went to the pub afterwards, there was an issue with some of the meals. We ended up paying like an extra 80 quid towards it because something went wrong. They cooked too many meals because they thought more guests were coming than what arrived, because the guests themselves paid for their own meals. Everyone was really happy. Everyone had a great time. I was absolutely knackered. I went home at 9 o'clock. I was pooped. Pooped. I think I was just socialed out more than anything. So we came home. We didn't go to a hotel. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted to come home to our own like creature comforts. You know, like we're very homebodies. We like things the way that we like things. So we came home and we sat in the hot tub and chilled out, opened all our cards. We got more than enough money for Amsterdam because we asked specifically for honeymoon money because we don't need household stuff. Been together for 15 years, like we don't need anything for the house. So I politely put on in the invitations, like, asked for money for the honeymoon. So we ended up with more than enough for spending money for Amsterdam. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Don't have to save up for that. Now all I need to do is all my paperwork. Because changing your name is a pain in the butt chink. So everything has to be changed over. I'm gonna do like things at a time so I don't get overwhelmed with it all. I don't want to do it all at once. Definitely not. but my partner's job has been a bit of a whirlwind lately. So we work for the same company, and he, like, I think it was a month ago. He's way higher than me. Like, we're not on the same level. He's way higher than me. And he's worked his butt off to be where he is, and I am really, really proud of him. And I always push him to do the best he can. And a few years ago, he stepped down to spend more time at home. Next color, woohoo! I am in Confetti Land. See, I'm not too bad at the minute. I'm not too bad at the minute, thankfully, but hopefully I'm not going to jinx myself. Yeah, I always try and push him to do the best that he can. And recently, well, it weren't recently, I said it was about 2 years ago now, he stepped down to spend more time with the family. Because he was doing 16-hour days. Like, I would never see him. But I've always supported him in what he's wanted to do. You know, I'm not someone that would complain and say, you're at work too much. It's just, it is what it is. It's what he enjoys. He likes doing it. He's a workaholic, and I accept that. So, but recently he stepped down, and now he wants to move back up again. So he applied for a job within the same business, to do other things where it involves him traveling a bit more. Which today we found out that he's got. So he's got his new job role, which is amazing. So I'm really, really proud of him for that. But there was something else. I don't know if I told you on the last stream that I had. When, I think this is the background colour, but I'm just going to do it anyway because I don't know if it's part of this roof or not. But I don't know if I told you or not, but he'd been specifically asked to go to Dublin to do some training. So they want him to go to Dublin in Ireland, and train other managers. They're having like a whole new restructure over there or something like that. And they've asked the top 8 managers in the regions, and he happened to be one of them. So I've told him to go because he was contemplating it, and he was thinking about me because it's 2 weeks away from us, and I was like, look, just go. It will do wonders for your job. It will do wonders for making you known in the company. It's an opportunity that he can't refuse. Isn't that The Godfather? What's the Godfather quote? Oh, I can't remember now. I don't know if it is that. I gave you an offer that you can't refuse. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I've said to him, like, just go. Just go. So he was like, but it could be like the day after our wedding. I was like, I really don't care. Just go. You need to go. It's good for you. It will be good for your career. So he said yes. We weren't sure on the date. And he specifically said to them, do not contact me on the wedding day. You can contact me any other day except the wedding day because, you know, I'm getting married on this day. So we didn't hear from him all week leading up to the wedding. And he must have turned his phone off, obviously, while we were busy that day getting married. But when he come home, he looked at his phone and he's like, I've got an email from them about this role in Dublin. And we both just sat there like, we knew it would happen on Thursday. They would contact him on his wedding day. Because it's what always happens. You'll say to them, like, don't contact on this specific day, and then that's the day they contact you. But yeah, he's going on the 7th of June for 2 weeks. So it will be really, really good for him. So today that all got finalised, and then just as he was leaving to go on the night shift, he found out that he's been accepted for this other big job role, which starts 2 days after he comes home. So, so he's going to be busy. He's going to be busy. And without him around, I will probably throw myself into doing this more. Either stitching or YouTube. If you follow my secondary channel on YouTube, The Game and One, Darkxstitch Live, you might notice that the uploads have been quite frequent lately, or if you're on the Discord, you might notice that the uploads have been quite frequent lately, and that's because I really want to get through Final Fantasy. Where am I? I feel like I say that all the time. Where am I? Who am I? Yeah, I want to get through Final Fantasy, and then I want to get on with some new games, because now that the audio and everything is perfect, I would like to play some newer stuff, but it's always good to start off with something that's not really popular, so you're not getting so many views, and not many people are seeing you do a bad job, because everyone starts off bad when they do anything new, really. Like when I first did Flosstube, compared to the videos that I make now on my Flosstube, my first ones were terrible. Like if I go and look back now, I don't think I could watch them, actually, to be fair with you. I honestly don't think I could watch them. You're only here when I cross stitch. No, that's fine. You don't have to watch any of the other stuff. But the point I was making is just that, like, when you start out doing anything, you're never going to be that great at it, and it's always good to have like bumps in the road to teach you how to do things. So all of these audio issues that I've had, I'm glad I've had them now, so I've learned from them. And I enjoy learning from things all the time anyway. You know, like it's how you get good at other things. You learn from your mistakes. Now, have I done that too high? I'm gonna just leave that there. So I think I might have put that up too high. Perhaps. But now I've fixed, hopefully, now I've fixed the audio. When I come off here, because my partner's gone, I need to stop saying partner, he's my husband. I need to say husband. Every time I think of him now, all I ever think of is that song. You know, baby, where the hell's my husband? Whenever I can't find him now, I just keep singing that in my head. It feels weird saying husband, though, because I've said partner for so long, because we've been together for 15 years. How's the light in here? Yeah, the lighting looks okay, actually. The sun is starting to go. But yeah, once I've come off here, I will... You still say partner. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You get used to calling him a specific thing. Like, he's more than happy to call me wife. He's been saying it since like the second we got married. He keeps coming up to me and going, "You're my wife." I know. But I think sometimes it's just hard to get out of the habit of saying it. Like, I try and call him Mr. Stitch on here, but that never sticks. I end up just calling him my partner again. But I do need to film another Flosstube now, because the one that I filmed this morning, or this afternoon, I've deleted. So I'm not sure if I should make the most of him not being here tonight and film it again. It depends on the lighting, I guess. It's either that or I can do it tomorrow, but I have work earlier tomorrow. They almost put me in for 5 AM. But now I'm working at 1:45 now, because I was in the bakery, and then because of the fridges blowing up and the extra delivery and all this other stuff that's going on. They needed extra hands in the morning to work the delivery, so they wanted me in for 5 a.m, which I said I'd do if they need, but they've now since changed their mind. So I am still in the bakery. So I haven't got to be there till 1:45 now. So I do have time in the morning to film this floss tube, I guess. Where's that one go then? Oh, there, right there. I work with elderly people even though I'm not married, but together for 12 years, I already call him my husband. Ah, that's nice. Certain residents of higher age don't like unmarried people living together, so I'm used to saying husband. Yeah, I mean, it depends on their generation, doesn't it? Some people are old-fashioned and don't like it. My family have a problem with tattoos more than anything. Not so much the whole married life thing, but it's tattoos that they hate. Well, not all of them. Some of them don't care, but a lot of them have issues with my tattoos. But it is weird because it's just been so long with me saying partner, and it's going to be weird. Like, I still haven't changed my Facebook name or anything to his name because I keep forgetting. And it's not because I don't want to, it's just because I'm so used to having my own name that I just haven't done it. He's very, very laid back though. Well, that's the reason why I married him though. He is absolutely amazing with me. Like, just for this week with me bitching and moaning that I think I'm fat, like he is my biggest cheerleader. He will sit there and say that I'm the tiniest person in the world and say that I look amazing, and he's the most supportive person I've ever met. He is amazing with me. So me not changing my name on Facebook will not bother him at all, because he knows what I'm like. He knows that I forget. I forget an awful lot. I feel like I've got such brain fog lately, and I feel like it's getting worse. I know that it's mostly a hormonal thing though. Is that? Yeah, that is the right way. I'm just getting old. I'm just getting old, and we lovely ladies have to go through so much rubbish as we get old or older. And he is extremely supportive with all of it. These colours are kind of like, this colour is dotted like everywhere. It's just like speckles of it everywhere. Oh, where am I going? Okay, I think it's there. I'm gonna take a wild guess and put it there. And then there was another one here. So Saturday's stream, if you are one of the people that come over and watch the video game ones as well as the cross stitch, I am aiming to get online for 7. Did I put 7 or did I put half 7? I can't remember. But basically, I'm going to the zoo Saturday. I'm going for my granddaughter's birthday, but we're going early because my granddaughter's birthday is on the 5th of June, and my partner, my husband, leaves for the 7th, leaves for Dublin on the 7th of June. So we're going to go this weekend, just so he's got a bit of time to himself before he goes away. And I don't know what time I'm going to be back because I don't know how long of a day it's going to be. It really does depend on the weather, I think, because she won't be able to stay out there for long if it's hot, like hot. We will make you a partner swear jar. Yeah, you need to. I need to have a little sound effect or something, don't I? That you can play every time I say partner. You can play the "Where the hell is my husband" song. Each time you say partner, 1 more minute of stitching today. Yeah, I need to stop. Poor old boy, he's married me and now all he gets to hear is me say partner. Poor old boy. Right, I'm going to finish with that colour and work with something else, but I am going to put this colour back on my floss organisers. Because it is long enough to keep. I'm getting better with keeping them. Usually I would just chuck them, but I am getting better. I did stitch on this, I don't know if I said at the beginning. That's 1 more minute of stitch stream. Maybe we should make it 5. Yeah, it might be a good idea to make it 5. I was just looking at that fan. Yeah, I worked on this morning instead of Lord of the Rings, just so I could try and get some background put in. There is a pinky coloured stitch here to do. Number 24. Because this side of the roof is a lot lighter on the image because it's facing the sun in the clouds, so there'll be a lot more lighter ones here, and then once we get down there it should be easier to determine the rest of it. It doesn't really matter though, I mean I can stitch the background as well. I was just kind of hoping to fill in the castle a little bit and then I can do some background another time, because the background's pretty boring. It's just lots and lots of grey, which is why I've cropped this one. It's a beautiful picture, but stitching it would be a bit of a pain. But yeah, going back to the Haid sale, background has to happen too. I know it does, but I get bored. I'm so impatient sometimes. Although, saying that, sometimes it is really, really nice just to sit and stitch background. I have to be in the mood. I do have to be in the mood, because it's lovely to block stitch sometimes, and then other times it's lovely to sit and do confetti stitches, I feel like, anyway. I don't know which one's my I don't think block stitching is my favourite, because I do get quite bored of it quite quickly. It makes me sleepy because I'm not focusing. I have a bad attention span. A really bad attention span. I've actually been thinking about doing some sort of mind puzzles, like brain games or something, just to help with my attention span, because it is actually getting really bad. I need to go. Thank you for the stream. You're very, very welcome. I will see you another time, Angelique. Thank you very much for staying and lurking. And I hope you have the rest of your day, or evening now, is a good one. Look at your current whip. 10 pages of background so far, and only the third or so with something over it. Yeah, I know. I know background has to happen, and I don't hate it per se. I just have to be in the mood, I think. But I didn't mind doing it earlier. I mean, it's okay doing it by myself. I feel like on stream though it looks a bit boring, but I suppose I need to stop worrying about what looks boring, because you guys are stitching anyway, so it's not really about making it look interesting. I don't know if you're going to see this thread on the stream anyway, because it's such a light colour. I am going to have to turn the light on in a sec. Oh, this room is hot. Let me move that fan. I feel like it's overheating under my... No, I don't think it is. I think it's just where it's circulating the warm air around me. It kind of feels like it's heating up a bit. But it's not. Is that a stitch there? It is a stitch there. Right, I definitely need to turn the light on. Can't see the white stitches. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go turn the big light on, and then I'm gonna adjust the one next to me up a little bit more, just to see if I can see the white stitches. Oh, I ran and grabbed my drink as well out of the fridge. I figured that would save me constantly getting up and down. Let me see if I can turn this light up a bit. Page 22 at the minute. Nice. There we go. That just blind me now. That looks a bit better. That's not going to be in the view, is it? I don't want it on my screen because it will blind you if it's on there. But yeah, that looks a bit better. Yeah. I'm going to fill my drink up. And I also brought a little snacky snack, Baby Bell, because I like cheese. And it's too hot for chocolate. 2 pages, and 2 pages have less than 200 stitches of something else than background, and 3 have more than that. All right. So how many stitches have you done today now? I actually brought home a ton of cheese from work. Absolute ton of it. 103 so far. Nice. It's okay. 103 is still 103. I have done 338. And it's not that much more. I'm just going to eat my cheese. Normally you do that in 20 minutes. Yeah, it really does depend, doesn't it? It depends on confetti. It depends on colour blocking. I know from Lord of the Rings, sometimes I can fly through that. And I'll be stitching. I'll do... I just want to move my chair a little bit over. I'll do 200 stitches in 30 minutes. And then the next time I go on it, I'll spend 2.5 hours stitching 50 stitches. Like it really does just depend. Yeah, it's your fingers today. Yeah, well, there you are. Then you need to rest up. You need to take it easy. Very good cheese. But Baby Bell, not Baby Bell. I brought home a load of cheese from work because the fridges, obviously they blew up, and a lot of the food had to be binned because it ended up being warm, and it's not safe to give to customers or give to staff. But usually when things like that go wrong and they can't sell it to the customers, we get to take things home as long as it's safe food. The cheese was safe to take home, so I've got loads of cheese. Which I am not going to complain because I absolutely love cheese. Right. 24. There's still a few of them to go. God, it's so hard to see these colours. That's the one I've just done. Okay, so just done that one, and then I just do this one right here. I will try and find us a darker colour so you can actually see it in a minute. Just because I don't know how you guys can, or if you guys can even see this on stream, but it all has to be done. All has to be done, and this is what puts me off doing Christmas pictures, is how light a lot of the colours are. They're either really, really bright and vibrant, like reds and greens and golds and all that type of stuff with Christmas ones, or they're Santa Claus's beard and they're just white, and it's I don't know if I could stitch it. I really don't know if I could stitch it. I know the second biggest colour in that rainy day picture that I showed you at the beginning that I bought. That one, the second biggest colour is, I think, 3865, which is white. So what I will probably do when I start that one is do all the 310 like I planned, and then do the 3865 alongside the third biggest colour, just so we can actually see something, because there's thousands. Let me look. Oh, bit of guess. Okay, so 310 on rainy day, there is 32,167 stitches. The 3865 has more stitches of that than there does black, and that is 39,549. The third biggest colour on that chart was the yellow in the lady's jacket, like the rain jacket. There's a lot in the rain jacket, there's a lot in the wellies, and a little bit in the background, and that is 17,000. So there's a big jump from 32,000 and then 17,000. But what I will do is do the white and the yellow together. I think I'll buy just both of them, and I will buy as much as I need for the whole chart, I think, probably, which is yeah, I'd say that's probably how I'm going to do it when I start it. And I am really, really looking forward to that one. It's going to be really, really cool. It's just getting through all that 310 will take me a little while, because it is a big chart. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. But I think it'll be good fun. I do my colours starting from 1 to the last number numerical by page. Oh, really? See, when I stitch, I just do it from top left, and then I just literally pick the first colour on the top row, like the symbol. I don't go by the colour, I just go by the symbol, and I start. Look, that's my starting point, unless I don't have gridded fabric. If I don't have gridded fabric, then I start in the middle and just do it that way, really. I don't ever look at, unless it's like the handling one that I've done before, where I specifically only stitched black to start with. That's how I do all of my patterns, really. Gone too far down for that one. Where does that one go? Here. On background, I first choose a big colour and then make my start with that, and then start from 1. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to do it that way as well. I feel like a bit on the leg. There's lots of bugs about at the minute. Oh my god, speaking of bugs. There was a bug yesterday outside my front door while I was waiting for this oven. It was upside down, because I have a little alleyway, like a walkway, down the side of the house. It's where we put our bins, and it leads to the shed. It's part of my garden, but the kitchen door opens out into that. So I come out the kitchen door because that's where I wanted the new oven to be brought into that way, so it's easy just to get it straight in the kitchen. Because I have a really narrow kitchen, like long and narrow, but it's not even that long. It's just really, really narrow. You can't swing a cat in there. It's horrible. So I went out there and I opened the door and there was just this giant bug on the floor. And it was upside down, kind of wiggling about, and it had a face. Like, no word of a lie, this thing had a face, and it looked at me, and I looked at him, and then I just looked away from it. I was like, is that a cockroach? I generally thought it was a cockroach, so I had to look it up, and it turns out it's not a cockroach. It's called a May bug, or a May fly. Oh, what was it called? I've got my damn phone up there now, I can't find it, but it was called something like that. Apparently it's an extremely large bug, like insect, but it's harmless to humans, but it's too heavy for its wings, and they're very, very clumsy, and they always end up on their back upside down. And I was just like, I've never seen one of these things before, but apparently they're common at this time of the year. May beetle, yeah, that's the one. And I was like, what the hell is this thing? That I generally thought it was a cockroach. And then I looked at pictures of cockroaches and was like, I don't know how I thought that was a cockroach, but in my head at the beginning, like, because it was so big, I was just like, oh my god, is that a cockroach? And then it wasn't. I was like, oh, thank god for that. But yeah, it was so bizarre. I've never seen one of those bugs before. I probably have, and probably not noticed, but 1, 2, just a random story for you. But yeah, the oven is in, everything is good with that, so we can finally get back to cooking again. Thank God. The minute I bought that thing, though, I had the company ringing me up asking if I wanted insurance on it. And I actually had a bit of, I wouldn't say I had an argument with them, but I had a little bit of a heated discussion on the phone with them, because they just weren't taking no for an answer. So they rang me on the day of the delivery, which was like the day after I ordered it, and they were like, hi, I see that you've ordered this, blah blah blah, and they were like reading out the description of what I'd ordered, and I was like, yes, I have ordered this. And then they said, can you tell me the reason why you're ordering this? I was like, because I want an oven. What else do you want me to say? So I just said, well, you know, the heating element's gone in my oven. I've had it like 10 years. It is what it is. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they started reading off all this paperwork, like all this big speech about how I would be covered by accidental damage and all this stuff. And I said, hold on a minute, are you trying to sell me insurance? And they were like, well, yeah. I said, I'm really sorry, but I'm not interested in insurance. Like, it's not something that I need, so I'm okay, thank you, I will be alright. And they were like, well, why? Why don't you want it? And I was like, because, you know, my other oven lasted 10 years. I think I'm okay. I don't want to spend £40 a month on an oven, on insurance for an oven that is probably not going to break. And if it does break in 10 years' time, I'll buy another oven. And they just weren't having any of it. They just could not understand. They was like, but you've already had insurance before. You had it on a washing machine. And I said, yeah, because I was pressured into buying it because of someone like you phoning me. Like, I had the same conversation like years ago with somebody over a washing machine, and because my anxiety used to be really bad, that I used to just agree with people just to get away from them. I've done it with like cold callers at the door as well, like changing my gas company and things like that. Like, I've just gone with it because my anxiety used to be so bad. But thanks to Flosstube, YouTube, and going to work in retail and everything else that I've done throughout the years, my anxiety is nowhere near what it used to be. Nowhere near what it used to be. So I argued this time, and I think it happens as you get older as well. You kind of just, you don't take it anymore, do you? You kind of just argue back. But I wouldn't say boo to a ghost when I was in my 20s. Like, I just would not say anything. But this time I was just like, no. I said, I'm not having it, sorry. And then in the end he hung up on me. I was like, well, okay. I use this company though because they're so quick at delivery. And they wanted £110 to install the oven. I was like, eh? Because I didn't want to install it myself just in case I'd done something wrong. I know how to install an oven, an electric oven. I just wanted them to do it just in case. It was a fan oven. It wasn't even a gas oven. And it was £110. And I was like, you're having a laugh. So I didn't pay for it. And I installed it myself when it got here. I paid for them to take all the packaging and stuff away. They didn't even take it. And I just couldn't believe how expensive it was. It was crazy. It took me 2 seconds to install that thing. All I did was take a picture of what it looked like at the wall, like the old one, the wires, and then put them back in the way that the other one was. Because it's not gas, it's just an electric one. And they wanted £110. I mean, it'd be worth it if there was complications, but the last time I paid someone, I swear it only cost me 20 quid. Here I get calls all the time from the internet provider to upgrade all the time. Yeah, that drives me nuts as well. One day, I was so tired of it, I just said, you know what, cancel everything. I'm tired of these calls twice a week. And they were like, what? Yeah, and I'm like, yes, I am okay with that, but I will go to the competition. And they hung up and never called again. Yeah, I don't understand why people, I know that they have a job to do, and I get that, which is why I was trying to be really nice to the guy on the phone, because I know it's just his job. I know it's not his company, you know, he's getting paid to do a job. So I'm always really, really polite with people. Well, I try to be anyway. And then it was the way he replied back to me as if I was an alien. He was like, you what? Why don't you want it? And I was like, because I bloody don't. What else do you want me to say? It was really weird. He was rude, so then I was rude. It's like people that stand in the street and try and sell you things. Like, years ago I would stop and talk to them. And I've done it many a times. I ended up buying, I ended up donating to a couple of charities because of it before. Like, people would stop me in the street and they'd be like, are you aware of this? Are you aware of this poverty and this famine and these animals that are dying and these children that are dying? And I'd be like, okay, take my money. And I would always end up with subscriptions to charities because I would just be too polite to say no. But nowadays, when they come up to me, because they target people, you can see them looking at you. Gonna go chill out for a bit, then work tomorrow, enjoy the rest of the stream. No, thank you, Ray, for coming and lurking. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully it's not as hot for you tomorrow. Hopefully. But yeah, you can see them looking at you, and they're like gunning for you as they come down the road. And now I just say no thanks, and I just walk straight off. Like, I'm not bothered anymore. I'm too old for this stuff. I'm too old to just be polite to everybody now. But I don't think I do it in a nasty way. I think I try my best not to be nasty with people. Toodle pip. Toodle pip. Right. That one there. This definitely looks like it's filling in the roof a bit more, this colour. And I was like, I can decide that too if you don't need my husband for that. Yeah, there is an ad break. I'll wait for a sec for you. Wonder how much of this colour there is. Is there a lot of it here? There is quite a bit of it here actually, so we could probably make a fair bit of progress with this colour. It's a nice colour actually, 502. It's a very it's like a minty colour. It reminds me of my son's old bedroom colour. Are you back now, are you? Because it still says to me the ad break ends in a minute. That's very random, isn't it? I was like, I can decide that too. You don't need my husband for that. Oh, you're trying, is your husband home? Yeah, is your husband home? I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I mean, I've never been anybody that's ever needed to rely on a partner. So if somebody said to me, is your husband home? I would, I don't mind ads, but that sound level 3 times as loud as your stream. Maybe my stream is too low then. Perhaps I can look into that for you so it doesn't, like there's not a massive difference next time. It's probably me, because my stream's probably low. You've had to turn mine up. And then the ad is too loud. I will look at my volumes for you. Yeah, 5 minutes added to the stream. Yeah, I know, I'm terrible. I'm still doing it. But yeah, I'll look at the volume for you when I come off here. Because I was still messing about with it just before I came on. And I did notice myself that it was quite quiet. I was just happy that the crackling sound had gone. I weren't really paying attention to the volume. So I will fix it for you. Is your husband home? Who says I'm married? Who says I'm married to a man so presumptuous? Yeah, I know. Husband home. I should say no. But my dog is, and then, and then well, actually, my dog wouldn't chase anybody. She is blind and deaf. It's Twitch. They always do that to ads. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why, because that has happened to me before, but it makes me feel like my streams aren't loud enough. But I will be honest, I haven't checked the audio levels today, the sound levels, because I was too busy checking the quality of the mic with that crackling that I didn't worry about the actual volume. So far today, I have stitched 378. Well, I hope it's not going to be too hot to do a floss tube. Well, my second floss tube of the day, because the first one didn't come out. If your stream is at sound 50, ours will be at like 150. Ah, that's a shame. So there's not really much I can do about it then. That's annoying. That is very annoying. Where's this one go? Right where I am. That's where it goes. That is where it goes. And then, is it there? Doesn't look right. It's going to be very, very weird, I think, being without my husband. It's going to be very weird being without my husband for 2 weeks, definitely. He did a night shift last week? This week? This week. He's already done 1 night shift this week. And that was horrible enough. When I first met him, he always worked nights. That was just his job. He worked retail when I met him, but he was a night shift produce guy. So he was the guy that put all the fruit and veg out in the nighttime for Morrison's in the UK, and he did that for quite a few years when we first met. So I was used to him working nights, you know, like I was always used to being by myself. And I really, really liked it, to be honest with you. Like, we were at a point where we were in a nice little routine, me and him, you know. And he had the weekends off, where he would stay up and play his video games, and I'd stay up with him, and then he had time by himself, and never bothered me once that he was a night shift worker. And he must have been on nights for probably the first 3-4 years of me being with him. And then he decided to move up and become a manager. That was when I think he was a night shift he was a night shift manager first, and then he went on to days, and that was when he started like thinking more about his career, because when he was on just nights on produce, he didn't really care about his career. He weren't really interested. But once we had our son together, it was kind of a momentum thing for him, and he, you know, wanted to better himself, so he stopped doing nights and went to day shift manager. And I'll tell you what, I swear sometimes it feels like I don't see him as much when he's on days as what he used to be on nights, because he works so many hours sometimes. But just before he stepped down, the longest shifts he was doing was 16-hour days. And I never saw him. Never saw him. But to me, I understood it and I was okay with it. Like, it wasn't... I just adapt. You kind of just adapt to it, I feel. Because I was a stay-at-home mum then. I was doing everything. So it wasn't like I needed him to help me around the house. I needed him to help me with childcare for me to work. I was a stay-at-home partner and I was quite happy with that. And I had my little online business with Etsy. I was busy myself, you know, like keeping myself busy and looking after the kids, and the kids were getting older, so it wasn't as hard. I was alright with that, but he hated it, absolutely hated it, which is why he stepped down. Felt like, obviously, that he never saw us. But yeah, I think it's time for him to move back up again, because he is so unbelievably bored, bless his little heart. He is so bored. He needs a challenge. He needs, like, a big project. He needs something bigger than the store that he's in. So he stepped down to the store that's, like, round the corner from us, which is where I work. And he won't be there forever, because they never are. They change, like, the managers and the store managers around every couple of years. So he was like, right, okay, I'll stay there for like a couple of years and just relax a little bit, because it's easier. And now's the time where it's time for him to move on again. So, but he has been bored, bless him. I think stepping down was probably a good thing for him at the time, but at the same time he is bored and there's not enough challenge there for him. Whereas I'm the type of person that I work, I go to work, I come home, and that's it. I leave my work at work. Like, I don't take my job seriously. I love my job, but I don't bring it home with me. I don't want to move up. I've been asked already to move up and do more at work, but I don't want to do it. I enjoy coming home and doing this instead. If I did more hours or whatever, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I love doing this. This is my passion. Like talking to you guys, making content. Absolutely love it. There's nothing better, like for me, but for him, it's work. So he supports me in this, and he earns enough that I can do this without making money on it, and not having to go to work. So, you know, we support each other, and it's great. It really is great. At some point, I probably will have to go to work because of like full time, because, you know, like when the kids grow up and they're too old for me to do anything for them, I probably will have to go full time. But for now, I'm just enjoying streaming, because I can't ever see streaming's you're never gonna earn any money off streaming. So it's not like I could do this as a career. But I would love to do YouTube as a career if I could get there. Do you know what this music is? This music is The Sims, and I absolutely love that game. This is The Sims 1. When you build your house, it plays this music. Such beautiful music. But yeah, this is my passion, and I love to chat with you guys. I am a chatty person anyway, and I am really enjoying making the YouTube video game. What's the word? Videos, I guess is the word. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. And I would love to do that full time if that channel ever got anywhere where I could make money from it. But other than that, I don't think I could stream full time. I think I would be exhausted. Streaming full time, I think to me that sounds very exhausting, because you're not with YouTube. You can kind of record as and when you want and make it into videos, you know. But streaming full time, I think, would be exhausting for me. I do this because I like it, not because I think I'm going to get any money from it. It's nice that he supports you. A lot of people who do want to go higher up do not understand the ones who are content with where they are. Yeah, so the amount of people that we have seen, you know, their relationships fail, because usually it's the other way around though. Usually it's because the person is like my husband, where they're a workaholic and their partner's telling them that they're not spending enough time at home. I have seen that an awful lot, and I don't know if it's like that in the States, but over here in the UK it seems to be a big issue when the partner works too much and isn't at home, which to me, I don't understand that. Like, I know it's probably an unpopular opinion. To me, I don't understand that. If your partner's going out and providing and working, I don't see what the problem is. But a lot of people will say you spend too much time at work, like, and to me that just doesn't compute in my brain. But I've always supported him. I've always supported him with his hours, and he's always supported me with my random ideas that I've had. You know, my Etsy, my sculpting, my diamond painting, my streaming, my YouTube. He supports me for all of it. He just looks at me like, you've got another thing that you want to do, and he's just like, all right. Just like, okay, you do that then. Yeah, he's great like that. He really is. Which is why I have had to say it to my husband. Oh, what, that he works too much? But that's why, what I was going to say is that's why I like the chart Simple Pleasures, because Simple Pleasures reminds me of me and my partner, where we do finally get to spend time with each other, and we like to just chill and sit next to each other, even though we're doing our own little hobbies. Like, I love to cross stitch, and he loves to play his brain games and his chess and all that type of stuff. But we'll be sitting next to each other. We don't need to speak to each other, but we can just sit next to each other and be quite content. And that's why it reminds me of him. he gets paid from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So does he stay out longer than 5 p.m.? Because I know my partner does. He will ring me and say, I've got to stay a bit longer. Like, he doesn't get paid hourly though, he gets paid salary, so no matter how long he stays there, he's getting paid the same. But it's yeah, he does that quite a bit when things happen and he has to stay at work. Right, ooh, this colour is gonna fill in that roof quite a bit. But he started at 7 and I had to yell for dinner. Only a few minutes, 2 hours later, he was still working, often even till 11 p.m. Yeah, I mean, it is hard. It is a hard thing. I mean, personally, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't bother me. And I was like, now it's enough. Yeah, I mean, there is a limit. And I have said to him, like, don't, the thing that I worry about with him is that he overdoes it on himself. Like, it doesn't upset me that that he's working too much. It's a case of you need to look after yourself more than anything. Because the only thing that I tell him off for is eating. He won't eat when he's at work. So he'll go all day, like, running around doing other things, and he will tell me that he's too busy to eat. And I will say, like, there is no such thing as too busy to eat or too busy for a break, because he won't take a break. And he'll say, I haven't had time for a break. It's like, what do you mean you haven't had time for a break? You're the manager. Of course you've got time for a break. But in his defense, whenever he does go for a break, someone will come and find him and there'll be something else that's going on, which is crazy. But I don't think I could do that job. I think I'd tell him to stick it. You work in healthcare, so only 1 out of 2 weekends free. Yeah, that sucks as well. I work every Sunday. I used to work every Saturday, and I hated it because I work retail, so weekends are kind of a non-negotiable thing. You kind of have to work weekends, or you get to pick, you work one day. I think the way they do it is you can rotate it, so you work the Saturday and Sunday one week, and then you don't work the next weekend at all, or you can work one day every week. And I do the one day every week. But it used to be Saturdays, and I hated it. And then thankfully they changed it to a Sunday. And then I needed him to fill the car to get the trash point, or go with me to the store for the heavy things. Yelled a few times I need him, and then he came downstairs 5 minutes before the garbage dump. Oh, that's a shame. If you need him, then that's different. That is different. Definitely. That colour is 645. And we should be able to fill a good amount here. Right. Hopefully that's still okay on the camera. It's still not too dark or anything, is it? The lighting's okay at the minute. I am getting a bad shadow, but it's okay. I think I will do this this colour, and then I will call it a night. So probably in about 15 minutes or so. Just because it's starting to cast quite a big shadow. It'll get too hard for me to see the stitches soon. Especially with all these lighter colours on here today. But hopefully it looks like we've done something. You can't put 25 kilogram bags of litter in the car. Yeah, they're heavy. But he can't drive. Ah, okay. See, I can't drive. And he can. He calls me his passenger princess because I can't drive. I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive at all. I've had a lot of bad experiences in cars where it's put me off learning to drive. My nerves are just shot. I can't really get in many cars other than his because I trust him. But people that I don't know, I don't like getting in their cars. This colour plus 10 minutes we are so far. Oh, I put that one in sideways. I wonder if I can turn up that light. No, that light goes up as high as it already is. Or it already is as high as it will go, rather. Well, if I didn't need to film the floss tube, I probably would stay on here a little bit longer, but I kind of do need to film that tonight. This is the other downside of having to do it every 2 weeks now, is I'm going to have to make time to film them, which is not bad in itself, because 2 weeks is a long time. It's not like I'm having to make a video every day. It's just those videos actually take longer than I ever thought they would, because it's gathering all of your stuff. Like, it was easy when it was just Lord of the Rings, because it's just one project, one piece of paper with all my like progress on it that month. But when it's, I don't know how people do it when they have like 20 odd projects or whatever, or 10 projects that they've worked on that week. Like, I don't know how they do it with all those projects, because you have to get them all together, you have to make sure you've got all your stitch counts correct, you have to make sure you get your pictures out so you can show them what it looked like before, what the picture is, what it will look like at the end, your stitch counts, you know. Like, to be fair, I do automatically remember what my things are counted in, so most of the information I know off by heart. Like, I don't need to write it down. But it's just getting it all together. And then taking pictures of it for Stitch Pal so you can track your progress next time you're on there. Having to remember it all is a pain in the butt. I always forget to take my pictures, like the before and after pictures. So this time I did it before I filmed, because usually once I finish filming a floss tube, I will film it and then I'll just chuck everything on the floor and be done with it for an hour or so. And I'm just like, don't want to see anything anymore. And then I'll come back and edit it and tidy up, and then I forget to take the picture for Stitch Pal for that month's progress. So this time I did it before I filmed, which I think helped an awful lot. So I'll probably do that going forward. My day off has flown by today. It feels like I didn't have a day off, really. What I would like to do, which I never get time to do this, but I would love to just have a day where I can just sit and catch up on everybody's floss tubes and stitch all day. But that will never happen, because everything happens, or the kids want me, or something happens at work. I use Notion. I try to take a pic every time after I stitch. Yeah. So I'm now in the habit of exporting my progress every time, just because of the issues that I've had with Pattern Keeper. But I don't take a picture unless I'm trying to do one for Instagram or Discord, which, to be honest with you, I haven't done. I have been quite naughty for that this month, especially Instagram. I haven't bothered taking any pictures. I don't really know why, because I started off really well again with Instagram. This always seems to happen to me. I'll be full of momentum, and I'll want to do things like Instagram. I want to keep people updated, and then I just drop and stop doing it. But to be fair, I have been busy with Twitch, and I think it's just Instagram I'm not really a fan of anyway. I don't go on there and scroll. So if I forget, the reason why I forget to upload pictures is because I'm barely on there. But I really need to get back on there and update people, because I know a lot of people that follow me only follow me on there. Not that I've got a very big following on there, to be honest with you, but they don't follow me elsewhere. I hope that's the right... Yeah, that is the right place. Oh, I also got another email from Paint and Fairy. Is it called Paint and Fairy? Something like that. I mentioned on the last stream, I think it was the last stream, they got hold of me and wanted me to advertise their stuff, and I said no. So because I said no, they gave me a £50 gift card. So I gave that to the Stitchy Witch. I'm hoping she's bought herself something nice with it, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I was on this last stream, I think it was the Kitten Up stream, we spoke about using them for using them for their thread. And I sat there thinking, I just gave that gift card away. I could have used that, because I could have kitted up the rest of Simple Pleasures. And if I had any like money left over, I could have, which, well, I would have, because I checked to see how much they were, and they weren't that expensive. So I would have had lots of money left to kit up the rest of Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider needs a lot of colours. Because if you watched my kitting up video, basically I mixed two cross-stitch projects together. One of them's been adopted out to Germany, I think it went to. So I'm missing pretty much all of the colours for Tomb Raider. So I thought, well, I'll buy those two together. I'll buy the colours for the rest of the colours for Simple Pleasures, and I'll buy the rest of the colours for Tomb Raider together. But then I remembered that I gave the gift card away, so I didn't do it. And I left it, like I always do. I forgot. Anyway, 2 days ago they sent me another gift card, just randomly. It was like, here's 30. So I'm going to, at some point... Hi Timer Stitches, how are you? I hope you're doing well. It's nice to have you here. At some point I am going to sit down and write down all of the colours I need for the Tomb Raider one, and... Oh, you're at work. Oh, no. Well, I hope you have fun lurking while you work. I won't be on for much longer, though. But according to Silent, I've got to stitch another 10 minutes because I was naughty and called my new husband my partner instead of husband. Don't count that one. Because I got married last week. You're excited for your package? What package have you got? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I will sit down at some point and do all of the floss for both of those projects with this £30. Well, it's $30, but I don't think it's going to come to that. Ah, new fabric for Moonflowers by Mirabilia. See, I'm too afraid of stitching a Mirabilia. And every time she says partner instead of husband, we add 5 minutes. Yeah, you're excited to stitch it. Oh, lovely, lovely. I am afraid of doing a Mirabilia. I haven't done one yet. I have, I'll show you. Let me just get it on screen. I have an image called Dark Queen of the Seas. And have an image. I have a kit. No, it's not a kit, it's a chart. When I learn to speak. Dark Queen. So I have this one. So this is the only thing that is remotely close to a Mirabilia that I have. Because I mostly stitch full coverage. It's by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I am... Let me see how much percentage I am. 6%. If that's correct, because it's supposed to be a paper pattern, and I have managed to chuck it into Pattern Keeper. So I don't think the percentage is correct, but I have done a little bit of that one, and I feel quite intimidated by these because I am a full coverage stitcher. Thank you very much for the hydrate. I shall have a drink. I am actually drinking, I've got the bottle here, because it's so hot. I am actually drinking cream soda Pepsi at the minute, which is something that I don't usually drink because cold drinks give me heartburn. So usually I'll have a cup of tea or a coffee, but at the minute I couldn't be bothered to make one, so I just grabbed the bottle of Pepsi. But yeah, this Autumn Lane Stitchery does intimidate me a little bit because I am used to being a full coverage stitcher, and it was a pattern chart, so I managed to fandangle it into Pattern Keeper, which is helping. It is helping a lot, but I have never worked with beads before, and I've never worked with petite treasure braids before, and that has that in there as well. At some point I will do it on stream, but it's going to take me a lot of focus to stitch. Like I probably won't get much progress done on stream whilst I work on that one. But at some point I will bite the bullet and do it. You did a Nora Corbett dragon once. You loved stitching that. I would love to do a Nora Corbett as well. So I picked that Autumn Lane Stitchery one. Where's my... Just trying to find my needle. I picked that Autumn Lane Stitchery one as a challenge on Christmas one year. I think it was like 2 years ago now. I picked that. And I am not even halfway through it. Because I don't pick it up. I need to, but I don't. You don't have water with you, you forgot your cup. Oh, no. Petite treasure braid is different. Yeah, it's I don't know, it just intimidates me because it's not the same as what I usually do. Like with full coverage, I know where I am. It's kind of like my bread and butter. I know where I am. I know what I'm doing. I know if I mess up, it's okay because you're not going to see it. So when it comes to like samplers or something like a Mirabilia, I would love to do one because they're so beautiful and it really is a work of art. Like you can really appreciate the stitching that goes into them. But I just don't know if I could do it. Like a lot of people say to me that full coverage is harder. I disagree. I think full coverage is easier. But a lot of people will say like doing those is easy. Like doing a sampler is easier than stitching a full coverage, but I don't agree. I do not agree. Right, I need to pick one more colour because I have 10 minutes extra of stitching to do. And then I'm going to call it a day so I can film my floss tube again that messed up this morning. I'm just trying to find a good colour. Well, that is a white, so I don't know if that's a good idea. But I really do need to stitch it. It's just... camera's starting to get blurry because it's late at night. Oh, I'll do this one. It's a grey, but it is like a bit of a light colour. Lavender and lace Celtic ladies I'm doing right now. Doing the spring lady. Oh, lovely. If you would like to join the Discord, you're more than welcome to post your cross stitches in there. We'd love to see them in there. I have pinned it to the top. If not, if you've got rid of it or whatever, it will be on my channel profile thing. Like a link should be there if it works. I stitched the dragon so fast, started at December the 17th and finished at January 6th. Wow. Wow. Oh, 27th. That's even faster. I posted the dragon and finished on Discord. Let's have a look. Finishes. Yeah, that's lovely. See, they just intimidate me so much. I don't know why. And it's really important to get the right fabric with these, isn't it? Because, like, you see so much of it. And you've picked a really nice fabric there. Lavender and lace was my first ever stitch. Oh, lovely. That's really nice. Right, last colour of the day. 928. Is it 928? The last colour of the day I don't bloomin' have. I've done it again. I'm missing a colour. I've got 926, 927. Let me see if I've wrote it down wrong. 926, 927, 928, 934. So yeah, I'm missing a colour, so I need to write that down. That's no surprise though, is it? Because it's nothing unusual for me to be missing a whole colour in a chart. Like, it's not like it's happened. It's not like it's the first time it's happened. Let me get a piece of paper and write that down. So, Hogwarts. Needs 928. Well, I won't be using that colour. Oh, that's knocked you out there. Let's find a different colour then. What's this one? Number 1. Is that a really light colour? Oh my god, it's a white. It is a white as well, but it's going to have to do because I need to get these colours done, I suppose. Oh no, there's a... Right, we'll do this one. 501. That's like a really dark green. Well, actually, it's like more like a teal colour. It's very bluey green. Don't know if it will show on the camera though. I need to get going now. Thank you for the stream. No, you're very, very welcome. I'm going to do this one colour and then I'm going to head off as well. And I hopefully will see you soon. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. 501. It's a nice colour actually. It's very dark, but it's a nice colour. Right, where's my needle? I had to change needle before unless I slip. I just won't talk about him. And then I won't have to. No, I had to, before I come on here, I had to change needle because for some reason I had a really thick needle on this chart. Right. Can I bring that down a bit more? Don't want it to be on my camera screen because it'll blind you. I think it's up here. Yeah, it is. It starts up here. It's a lovely teal colour. Is it right there? Yeah. It is. I hope I can get some sleep tonight. So warm. It's the time of the day where it's like muggy. And I don't like it. I think I would rather be hot like during the day than I would feel muggy like this. I'm gonna go around this side now. Do a bit of cross country. Although thankfully, because it's such a small count, don't really have to go very far. And it is the joy of stitching on something on 32 count, is that you don't use nearly half as much thread as you do a 25 count like I used to, or even a 28 count. I generally do think 32 count is becoming my new favourite. I am slowly getting used to stitching with one strand. When I first started stitching, because I was talking about this on my floss tube today, but my floss tube's non-existent now, so I'm going to have to do it again. But when I first started out, I stitched 25 count, 2 strands half stitch, and I was never a fan of full cross because I did a couple of stamped cross stitches to get me started, just so I was, because the first ever, well, let me go back. The first ever pattern I bought was a dimensions kit. I failed miserably. I thought, yeah, I can do this. I know what I'm doing. Went full in, head first, messed it up, didn't grid my fabric, I tried to start in the middle, but I don't think it was the middle. I think it was wrong. Anyway, I gave up on it, chucked it out, which I will do that chart another day. At some point I need to finish that chart just because it was my first and I never finished it. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But I then went on to what did I do? Did some stamped cross stitches which are in full cross. Wasn't really a fan of it, but I weren't sure if it was because of the stamped or if it was because it was quite thick, because it was 14 count and 18 count. No, not 18, 16 count and 11 count I did. So they're quite chunky. Wasn't really that much of a fan of it. And then I found 25 count fabric. Absolutely loved it. Loved it to pieces. Thought it was the best thing ever. Started a couple of things in 25 count. And that was like my go-to. I think that's the last colour. Yep. That was my go-to choice, was 25 count, 2 strands half stitch. And then I started Lord of the Rings. And I realised that Lord of the Rings is going to be huge on 25 count. So I picked 28 count, even though it was still huge. And I decided to do 2 strands half stitch on that. We'll never do 2 strands half stitch on 28 count again because it's so thick. It's horrible. What I should have done is 1 strand full cross in 28 count. But I've learned from my mistakes. Anyway, since then I have done a couple of 32 counts. Tomb Raider, this one, The New Star, Simple Pleasures. I think that's it. And I really enjoy 1 strand half stitch on 32 count. Yes, it is harder to see, but it's worth it. I think it's nice. It's nice and compact. The stitches are nice and neat. I really enjoy it. So it is slowly becoming my new favourite, I think. I do full stitches. See, I don't mind full stitches in 28 count, 1 strand, full cross. That my Ragnarok is that, and it's quite nice. I like the finish on that, but I just don't like stitching full crosses all the time. I think it's because I'm lazy and I can't see much progress when I do full stitches. Because I'm so used to doing half stitch, you see more progress faster. That's what it is. I know what it is. I like to see the progress. Right, I think I am going to end it there though, because the other colours around this part are all white, or cream, or light grey, and it's too dark for me to see. It looks quite bright on camera, but for me it's quite dark, so I will end it there, I think. So I did 480 stitches today, and I am really, really happy with that. I think Hogwarts I have planned for next week as well, or maybe the week after that. I wanna do this again. I want to rotate my cross stitches so you don't see the same thing all the time. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, I will have something different next time. But yeah, I really, really appreciate you all being here. I'm gonna try and raid out. I don't know if there's anybody on. I'll have a look, but thank you all so much for coming. Bye, Cylon. I hope you have a nice night. And I hope it's not too hot for you. Let me see who we can raid. If there's nobody on that I know, I won't put you on there, because I actually really hate it when... Why is it not? Oh, it won't let me do it by followers now. For some reason, it's only coming up with people in the same category as me. I wanted it to be as my followers, because I know that they're okay to put you in there. Because every time I try and do this with a random person, they have a follower-only chat or a subscriber-only chat. So I won't raid you out if I can't find anyone, which I can't. So I will leave it for today then. So yeah, I'll leave it, and I'll let you guys find somebody else to watch if you want to stay on here. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, it's pinned or it's in the group. If you want to catch me on YouTube, that should be on my channel as well. Both channels, the video games and the cross stitch. Flosstube I should be doing twice a month now, so every 2 weeks there should be an update there if you want to go and have a look, or you can catch the replays there. If you miss them here, like I don't upload every stream that I do to YouTube. It's usually I upload one of the 2 that I do each week. So yeah, thank you all so much, and I will see you again Saturday for Tomb Raider. If not, it will be next Tuesday for cross stitch. So bye guys, have a good night.